Okay guys, Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to you guys. So my name is Iskandar Zulkarnain from 7VAV2 and this video is for my mix and break assignment, so please do enjoy. Okay, this video is gonna consist of 4 parts, and the first part is push button to reset the number sequence. Okay, displayed on our 7-segment display. So the very first thing you're gonna do is, of course, you're gonna do the coding, and then you just do the coding, and as you're gonna initialize everything from the pin number, from the push button number, and you know the drill. So for my initialization of pin number and my pin number on Arduino, I actually combine the numbers and make it equal between those two, so I could remember where is the pin number, where is the position of that pin number on the 7-segment display, and the position of LED light that's gonna light up when I hit that pin number button to on or off. So for my E2, it is positioned at my bottom left of my 7-segment display. For D3, it's gonna connect to my pin number 3 on my Arduino board, and it is positioned at the bottom of my 7-segment display. Same goes for C4, DP5. DP5 stands for decimal point, and then B6, A7, F5 is gonna have their position on that 7-segment display. And then we initialize our button state, which is the current button state before decoding and everything's work out. And then I initialize everything from number 1, from 0 to number 1 to number 2 to number 2, number 3, and everything. Is actually it is like it is like you're putting this variable, and this variable consists of this coding that will be displayed on the 7-segment display. So you don't have to rewrite everything from scratch. So you're just gonna initialize everything before the setup. And same goes to number 3, number 4, number 5, to number 6, and then our setup. Okay, of course we're gonna put our pin mode, our button pin that is on the Arduino board as the input, and the E2, D3, C4 as the output. Okay, so the loop that will run repeatedly in our Arduino board. So for the reset, of course we're gonna get sequence of 0 to 1 to 2 to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 11. So we are going to use if command here to actually command and set our Arduino board with our 7-segment display to work with our push button input. So if the button state is low, the Arduino going to ignore everything of this and just display number 1 after number 0 here. So basically everything will run repeatedly with this coding here. So after we make it if from number 1 to 0, we make it visible for the Arduino to read if the button state is low. Okay, so if it's going to high, if we push the button, it's going to be high, and this number will also appear in our 7-segment display. So let us upload this code first and see what happens. this is the coding here. As you can see, it runs through 0 to 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, 0. So if we pick any number between of this, we give it an input of our push button, it will reset it back to 0 and count everything 0 to 9 and back to the original position of our number. So we just push on 4, it will going back to after 4, which is 5. So basically this is what my coding does. And we're gonna go to the second part. Okay, now comes the second part, which is the reverse reset of our 7 segment display. So basically the coding is just gonna be the same. You will have to initialize the pin number, the button pin, the button state, and our initialization for the numbers to be displayed, the coding. And the second part here is the difference between this second part and this first part is after we push that after we push the button and give an input to the Arduino board, the numbers will reverse from the push point, from the input point. Okay, so basically if the number runs from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and I press my button at number 4, it won't go 0, 1, 2, 3 to 9, but it will reverse itself. So if I push it at 4, it's going to reverse the number, which is going to be 3, 2, 1, 0 and back to the original position. And my coding basically is just the same. The only difference is in this in if part. So it's gonna be starting from 1 to 0, which means it's gonna read 1 first and then 0. So if you do the coding until the 9th coding, it's gonna be 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to the number 9, and then this is where the looping sequence. But it is actually just reversed from our first part. So let me try this on and we'll see what happens. So the numbers now are still in sequence of 0 to 9, but if I push it on 8 or on 6 or on 7, you see it reverses itself and back to the original position, which is after 7, which is 8. Okay, that is for the second part. Okay, now for the third part, we are going to do the numbers as in blink mode when we put the input of our push button. So basically the coding stays the same in initialization and everything. What's gonna be different is in the loop section, white loop section. So we want to make it blink, and so we just have to initialize another variable for this sequence, which is off state. So this is off state, where the 7th segment display will not display anything. So the LED won't be on, and it's just gonna be a blank. That is our off state, and we initialize this before we set up, so we don't have to actually rewrite everything. So the coding is just gonna be the same. So number 0 is gonna be displayed first after the off state, and then when we have our button state, which is high, when we press it, we're going to see these numbers. The number 0 are going to be blink. No. Okay. Same goes to number 1 off, number one of this is our blink state, and this is only applicable if we use this if when the button state is high. So when our button state is low, this thing won't run. This thing won't run. So we just jump everything, goes to number two. Same goes to number three. So if the button state is still low, which is no input from our push button, this thing will not be read by our Arduino board. So number two is going to be displayed. So let's test this thing. So the sequence is still in order. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I push at 5 is going to blink, but there won't be any reverse or forward sequence again, because this part only focus on that our push button input will make the numbers that we push on will be blink, and then carry on the sequence